Hi, I'm April Deibert, the multimedia blogger producer in the Office of Digital and Design Innovation for the Broadcasting Board of Governors. And today I'm interviewing Colin Lovett. He is a Voice of America online news editor, and he's going to be speaking to us today about using Google Plus in journalism. So Colin, if you could please introduce yourself a little bit more and talk about how you've been using Google Plus and what it's about and how you want to continue using it in your field.
Sure. Thanks, April. My name is Colin Lovett. I'm a senior web editor for VOA English. I'm one of the people that manages the voanews.com site. And I'm also in charge of our Google Plus account for VOA News and using that for two different things specifically. And they're both very much things that we do already and we continue to do on Facebook and Twitter. One is promotion. We tell people on these social networks, and this is much more of a Facebook kind of way of doing things, about stories that we've done. And we post the links and we try to get them to comment and to engage on that content, as well as click through to our voanews.com site to read the full article. The other way we use it, and this is much more like the way Twitter operates, is we use Google Plus to engage the audience directly as sources for stories and as react to stories. For instance, last summer when they had the tragedy in Norway, the guy set off the bombs and killed those campers on that island, we were able to use Google Plus to reach a bunch of Norwegians who lived in Oslo, and some of them who lived very close, like half a kilometer or less from the bombing. And we were able to interview them and talk to them and integrate their commenting into the story because we don't have a bureau in Oslo and it's not an easy place to find people. So that's one way. Another way is when there's censorship issues on the Chinese Weibos, where there's a lot of people from mainland China that follow us on Google Plus, and what we do is we will, like for the Wukong standoff or for censorship issues on the Chinese Weibos, we will connect with some of our Chinese audience, and we will ask them questions ahead of a story to get their impressions, also to find out what they know about different things. Is this really blocked? Like about a month ago, Google Plus became unblocked in China for a while. And the first thing I did when I heard that it was unblocked is I went to Google Plus and asked our Google Plus people, is this true? Is it really unblocked? And they confirmed that it was indeed unblocked. So that's a way of using it to get stories into the queue and to be able to integrate audience reaction to it.
That's
Can
great.
you hold on 1 second, please?
Yeah, sure.
Hello. Hi.
Journalism, people. Live journalism.
What's up, Gwen?
Just while he's speaking on the phone, I'll let the audience know that we are actually using Google Plus Hangout right now to do a live interview.
Okay.
It's a broadcast. We apparently have
Well,
one.
listen, I'm doing an interview right now. Are you okay?
Come and go freely to see
Okay.
what
I
we're
will call you right back when I'm done.
So while he's talking on the phone, people are coming in,
thanks.
listening to our conversation and whatnot, seeing what we're doing, and then it will be recorded, and then it's going to be uploaded to my YouTube account, which I'm going to then share on the Innovation Series blog. So we're doing a live broadcast, and we don't know where these viewers are in the world, but they are coming in and watching our broadcast.
Hello, viewers.
Uploaded. Hi, random person. I think I tried this out yesterday, and somebody was in Australia, and they wanted to join the Hangout. And
Well, to let you know, I'm in Washington, D.C. I believe, April, you're on the West Coast?
I am. I'm in San Diego right now.
San Diego, beautiful city. Okay, so so those are the two basic ways we use Google Plus to promote our material and to alert our audience to breaking news items, and then also to engage and to get feedback and use them as sources.
That's great. What have been some of the hard, most difficult challenges that you've come across, or what's been the biggest success that you've had as well?
Well, I'd say the biggest success we've had is growing our audience in mainland China for Google+. It's actually surprisingly large, the number of people from mainland China on Google+. I was actually kind of shocked. One of the areas that I work very closely in is East Asia, our coverage out of East Asia. And I was very surprised that we've been able to rapidly grow an audience in English for Google Plus from mainland China. That's been amazing, and they've been invaluable for some of our reporting on different stories that are coming out of China.
That's huge. Do you know why it was initially unblocked? Do you have any idea?
We don't. The Chinese government never allows people to peek behind the curtain to see what their reasoning is. They never give reasons. Things just happen. Switches go on, switches go off, and there's never any announcement either way. We could be blocked today. I don't know. Google Plus could be blocked today, and we wouldn't know it until people started telling us, hey, it's blocked again. So we don't know why, but it happens from time to time where they loosen controls and then they tighten controls, and that's just kind of the way the Beijing government does things.
That's true. What have been some of the more interesting comments that you've received on your journalism that you've posted, or on any of your articles that you've posted on your Google Plus account or on Voice of America's Google Plus account?
Well, it's a lot of feedback. People actually, when we post things about, say, the Middle East, a lot of people will take views contrary to American opinion on certain issues, especially in regards to Israel. Tends to be always a hot button issue. But the serious stuff right now is getting always several comments by people, and usually they're just kind of expressing their own take on things. Yesterday we did a post on Google Plus. VOA did a story about President Obama's outward support of gay marriage, and that was a pretty big story yesterday. And we had several people from around the world who don't live in America and for whom it's not a direct issue, comment about what they felt about gay marriage and whether they thought Obama was being smart or not so smart. And it was actually very polite. That's one thing that I find a lot on Google Plus. Remember how I said it was similar to Twitter in a lot of ways? It's kind of like Twitter on steroids because of the video and the pictures and everything else, and it's a lot easier to manage. But people are a lot more polite, all in all. There's still some trolls that'll post, some off-color things, but by and large, because people are associated with a name and a face, most people are being fairly civil, even when they're disagreeing with you. And that's something you don't find all the time on Twitter. Sometimes you'll get a lot of hate mail. I mean, you'll get a lot of people saying some pretty awful things on Twitter because of the vast anonymity that goes on there. So that's a big plus as far as I'm concerned for Google Plus.
That's a really good point. I did hear an article, or a news story rather, on NPR about that, about people posting a lot of hate, just hating on a lot of articles and a lot of opinions when they have that fake Twitter account or whatnot. But when you have Facebook or Google Plus,
yeah, absolutely, that happens on Twitter.
Right, absolutely. Well, what advice can you give to other journalists?
Yeah, you can jump on Twitter and create a fake account in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's
the advice I would give to journalists is to get engaged with Google Plus, to actually use it to grow your own audience for yourself, not just for your organization. I'm not a huge user of Google Plus, but I have about 6,000-7,000 people following me, which is not bad for a single person. And I've grown voanews.com, their Google Plus account, our Google Plus account, to 5,500 people or something in that range right now. So, and a lot of that's because I built a lot of things myself. And so the more that different reporters and correspondents and editors get on Google Plus, just like Twitter, it's what you give into it is what you get back out of it. And if you're never there and then you show up looking for sources, it's going to be really hard.
Right. So you want journalists to set themselves up and just kind of build their audience and build their material, build their content, and then it'll just kind of build on itself as the circles expand and information grows. And there's
Absolutely. What I'd like to see specific to VOA is especially people with bylines, people who are in front of the camera, so to speak, or behind the microphone, take your pick. People who are out and doing the stories whose names are identified to the public for Google or for the audience from VOA, like Steve Herman, our correspondent, our English correspondent in Seoul, he has a huge following on Twitter. 55, 60,000 people followed him. He got a lot of that when he was tweeting live from the Fukushima disaster in Japan last year. And but he's cultivating that audience. And what I want to see is more people who are a front for VOA, people whose names are recognized by the audience, for them to start engaging with the audiences in any language and to start collecting that kind of rapport on Google Plus that's invaluable when you need Google Plus for a breaking story or to go find story ideas or sources and reactions, and it's very important for that.
That's great. And you bring up a great issue about people being able to do things live. There's a lot of maybe citizen journalism that can be done through Google Plus, because now they have the mobile application where people can connect and upload, like we're doing now, streaming video. So we have one viewer, but a minute ago we had 4 viewers. And if there's something breaking, and someone's there, they can have a lot of viewers, and then that's recorded and on YouTube forever, and it just can continue to cycle and then be spread amongst other social media accounts, right?
Yeah, I just saw I have an iPhone myself, and I just saw the new Google Plus app for mobile, and it's pretty sweet. And something people don't really realize, it's not fully functional yet because you have to be on a Wi-Fi signal as opposed to 3G or 4G. But you can do Hangouts from your phone. So if you're in a coffee shop somewhere and you can just get that signal, you can start broadcasting what you're seeing to people directly. And so I think that there's a lot of possibilities with what Google has. Obviously, we're not backing off of what we're doing with Facebook and Twitter. This isn't an either-or proposition. I think any news organization has to be smart and play all of them and use them for what they're best at.
That works. And how do you think the world overall will benefit from the future of Google Plus journalism?
I think they'll see a lot more Google ads. Google's such a big thing. I mean, and Facebook is too, to be fair. But it's such a big thing, and with search, Google's not going away. This space is not going to be vacated. They've put way too much into this, and I think it's a way to connect people in a way that Facebook doesn't, but in a way that's better than Twitter, in my opinion. In that you can have longer conversations, fuller conversations, better engagement directly, and I think that those things are going to help. Facebook, even though they have the subscribe function now, which is essentially the Google follow function or the Twitter follow function, it's still very much, the meme over there is for people to make one-to-one relationships with people that they actually know in real life. Mm-hmm. And Google Plus, yes, we all have some people that we know in real life on Google Plus and that we'll connect with, but it's a very open system where people follow all kinds of strangers just because they think what the person's saying might be interesting. And it doesn't have to be a one-to-one. It can be a broadcast where you follow me but I don't follow you just because you think I have some kind of expertise in something and you want to hear what I'm saying. Or it can be a one-to-one relationship, even between strangers, where we have something shared and we both follow each other and we work off of that kind of starting point. So it's a pretty robust system.
That's huge. It's just basically still at the beginning. I think a lot of people are still just becoming comfortable with it. It's very, very new for most people. The average user still hasn't caught on to it, but I think in the next 6 months to a year, you're going to see just a huge exponential amount of people joining.
Yeah, one of the things that's exciting about Google Plus is it's actually grown pretty well. It's about well over 100 million people using it now. The overseas growth is matching the U.S. growth, meaning it's not like Facebook. It started as a U.S. product and then started spreading overseas, and Google Plus is really growing almost in sync around the globe in various places. India, huge numbers. Mainland China, like I mentioned before, huge numbers. Europe, Australia, New Zealand, China, Southeast Asia. I mean, people are coming from all over the world simultaneously rather than joining an American product, which was what Facebook was. Google has much more of an international get right out of the gate than Facebook did right out of the gate. So
that's a really good point for audience reach and how it's perceived as being an American product or a global product.
Yeah, and Google has that advantage over Facebook, where you can reach people who follow, because that's how things are done here, rather than on Facebook where things are more private.
Absolutely. Well, great. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No. I want a better webcam at work. So if someone from the IT department is watching, please get me a better webcam so I look prettier.
We should work on that. Whoever the viewer is, there's one viewer.
Yeah, because if you're watching this video, this isn't what I look like at all.
Okay.
I actually look just like Brad Pitt. It's just the webcam. It's that bad.
Well, thank you so much, Colin. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and talk to all the viewers that are going to be watching this on the Innovation Series blog for the Broadcasting Board of Governors and for the Office of Digital and Design Innovation. Have a great day, and we'll hope to follow you soon.
Thank you, April. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.